I will now turn the camera so that you see what's happening.
এই রে ক্যামেরাটা কি অন করা যায় কি যায় না?
If not, I'll try to do a second bit.
Good morning, guys. So this is day 3 finally, the Janata Curfew, as all of you would know. I have no idea what's happening outside, but I have not experienced such a silence in the background at Elliot Road from as far back as I can remember. Day 2, you know how it went. There was a little bit of a controversy regarding the thumbnail. In my own admission, it could have been a little more mellow. What happened is a lot of people did not actually bother going through the video, and they were, kind of angry just looking at the thumbnail. So what I would like to tell all of you is, please make sure that you watch the video. I'll definitely be more careful while making the thumbnails henceforth, but it's also very important that you go through the entire video before putting your comments or being judgmental about it. Telling you about me personally, I live alone, as most of you would obviously not know. Didn't even have a kitchen at home all this while. I mean, it was there, but it was not functional. So I don't have provisions for rice, pulses, vegetables, etc. at home. So all that you saw yesterday was survival kits, since I will not be able to cook at home and there will be no deliveries from restaurants coming in. So I've gotten myself some ready to cook pastas and noodles and Maggi, etc. So all that you see over there, it's not holding, it is basic provisions for me. That's going to be my lunch and dinner for the next, I don't know for how long. So that is what it is. And those of you who also raised concerns about the others not getting a chance in it increasing the price, if you've gone through my shopping list, it's mostly, like I've mentioned, one packet each of chips and noodles and Pringles and frozen yogurt. I don't think it's going to be a problem of it not lasting for the others. So yeah, that is it for yesterday. Today my day has just started. It's about 10 o'clock. I will get out of bed now. I'll have my breakfast. I've gotten myself some fruits, so that'll be my breakfast. I've also gotten myself some raw vegetables like cucumber and tomatoes. I will be having that too throughout the day. Lunch, I'll either make Maggi or I will heat up something from yesterday. There's yesterday's lunch, which is also here. So I think that is how I'm going to survive. I don't know how to cook. I've forgotten how to cook, and there's no way I'm getting back. So whoever was, some of them were asking me about my plans for today, but I'm going to be cooking. No, I'm going to disappoint you all. I'm hardly going to make either noodles or Maggi or pasta, which deserves no credit whatsoever. So let's see how the day starts. I will be out now. I can hear the tram in the background. Let's wait and see how the day pans out. Right then, guys, this is 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm done with my lunch. I had put a post on Food Spa asking people their plans, your plans for the day, and I've gotten a lot of interesting answers. I had an apple and bananas for breakfast, but reading some of your answers, I couldn't resist myself from ordering from outside for lunch. Luckily, Swiggy and Zomato are operational. I hear that it comes under essential services, so food delivery options might be open. So that's good news for me, because as you know, I live alone and I don't know how to cook. So at least I can resort to ordering from outside as much as possible. I am hearing that they are following a lot of these safety measures, and I have my full faith on them. Not that I have an option, but yeah, fingers crossed. News updates coming in that the city might be on a lockdown. It is the need of the hour. We must, listening to all the interviews from all across the globe, the one thing in common which everyone has to say is that we must go for a continued curfew over at least 2.5, 3 weeks, because we need to flatten the curve. That is the term which is being used by everyone, that all of us would be infected by this, but what matters is that it is over a prolonged period of time, so that there's not too much of burden on the healthcare facilities. So I guess that's one way to look at it, and that's one way to ensure it. A couple of things which I wanted to discuss with you as well. Kalke ami একটা news পড়ছিলাম regarding this singer called Kanika. Old storyটা পড়ছিলাম, like everywhere else it is being circulated that she was being very careless, and that she was interacting with a lot of people, and how she could have avoided it. But কোন একটা particular news channel আমি ওর interview পড়ছিলাম, wherein she says that she herself had gone to the authorities and asking them to get herself checked, but a couple of times she was denied. She complains that people were very casual about it, and finally when she went to the hospital, অনেক কিছু শোনা যাচ্ছে যে she was not treated well, and that the hospital rooms were not kept well. It was very dirty, and that she was not given food or water, or she was not tended to. When she was complaining about certain things, she was mocked in a way that this is not a 5-star hotel. I mean, of course it's not going to be a 5-star hotel, but it's very important that you encourage people to come forward and don't treat them as prisoners, and you take at least minimal care about them. Otherwise it's going to be very difficult. If a celebrity is treated that way, I'm sure a lot of people would be very scared about coming forward and going forward and getting themselves treated if they're not taken care of in a minimal manner, and if they are treated like prisoners. That's a strict no. Other things, like I've mentioned already, the restaurants might be serviceable for delivery. That's one thing good for people who are living alone, who don't know how to cook. It's an essential service, definitely. If there is a lockout or a lockdown, the emergency facilities would be there. I hope medicines, groceries, etc. These should be available. There should not be a scarcity in that. And yes, the day is going the way it is so far. Alright then guys, news coming in that Kolkata, I think, and Bengal will be on lockout for 1 week. It's a welcome news. We all were predicting it. In fact, আমি কালকে নিজের ব্লগে এটা মেনশন করেছিলাম, that a lot of people had were saying যে how can you say something like that, it's not announced yet, etc. There were talks going on in the background. A lot of the important people were discussing about this, and it was pretty much on the cards. We knew about it, and finally the decision has been taken. So it's a welcome news. We all must celebrate this thing, that it's a very good, important call being taken by the government. On another issue, I was talking to Devojit some time back on video call. So we both were very excited about the fact that we can hear the chirpings of the birds in the background. If you can hear as well, I'll just be shut for a moment. So yeah, I was telling Devojit যে ছোটবেলায় আমি যখন এই বাড়িতেই থাকি, I live in Elliot Road, which is it's between Park Street and Park Circus. So ekhane there's no chance of hearing anything because of the amount of traffic over here. আর যদি কিছু শোনাও যেত কখনো, that is normally the crows, মানে কাকের আওয়াজ ছাড়া কখনো কিছু শোনা যেত না. But finally I can hear what I used to hear when I was younger. So that's a very nice thing. Also, we were talking about the weather, the quality of the air. Devojit and Sneha did a vlog about it as well. So the air quality apparently is in its 50s right now, the index, and it's showing medium. So it is, again, beautiful news. You can smell fresh air, you can see fresh air, and it's a welcome thing for us. It's going to be 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock, all of us are supposed to be in our verandas and our terraces as well as the doors. So I'm excited about that. আমি জানি না কতজন এটাতে পার্ট নেবে, বাট ফুডসপাতে একটা পোল করেছিলাম, অনেকজন বলেছে যে করবে, সো লেটস সি, হোপফুলি আইল গেট টু সি সাম ভিডিওস অলসো অ্যান্ড আইল ট্রাই টু শুট ওয়ান as well, so stay tuned for that. Right, so I am on my terrace after a long time, and this is the first time I'm doing an official video shoot over here. This is the background where I used to play a lot of cricket during my childhood days, and I will now turn the camera. So this is the view of my terrace. It's very different. This feels like my growing up days again. I can hear a lot of chirpings. I can see finally some kites in the sky. I can see different types of birds flying with a lot of freedom and a lot of energy. And there you go, more people are coming out finally. Alright then, so this is close to the end of the Janata Curfew. It is 8 p.m. The curfew is on till 9 p.m. and from tomorrow we are going to start off with the lockdown from the evening. So approximately we will be having around 20 hours or perhaps even less than that, maybe around 16-18 hours to get done with any other kind of important work which is left. Although it's still suggested you're not supposed to move out unless and until it's absolutely important, and I'm sure people are going to follow that. Aside from that, it went pretty well. The curfew, people followed it as much to my knowledge. I was slightly disappointed with the kind of enthusiasm or the lack of it which was shown in my area by the people. I don't know what reasons they might have had, but we've received a lot of videos from the other members, some of which I will attach to the end if possible. And if you really want to see the videos, a lot of them are shared on Foodspa's Instagram stories as well, so you can go through that as well. So this is pretty much it for day 3. From day 4 tomorrow is going to be the lockdown. It's going to start from tomorrow. So that's one thing to look forward to. Not that it's going to be any different from the last 3 days. It's pretty much been locked down before the announcement. I think it's more or less cut out what we need to do for the next couple of weeks at least. So I hope people are going to follow that, and I hope we're going to see each other on the other side, and see you guys tomorrow as well. Until next time, this is me wrapping up. If you liking the content, please let us know in the comment section, and anything in particular you want us to try out, want me personally to try out, let me know that as well, and I shall have that over in the coming future vlogs. So until then, cheers.